The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and more in southwestern Connecticut.
Live from Fairfield Ludlow High School, it is the HAN Network's coverage of the 2017 Girls Basketball FCIAC Championship, getting ready for semifinal number one between the 2-seed Ridgefield Tigers and the 3rd-seeded Stanford Black Knights. I'm Frank Granito, sitting alongside Kevin Coleman. Chris Kutzo will join us shortly. And if there was one semifinal we were really confident we would see, Kevin, this is the one. Stanford and Ridgefield, big favorites heading into the quarterfinals, and both took care of business with relative ease.
Frank, you couldn't ask for a better matchup. These two teams go up against each other so well. You look at matchups throughout the starting five for both teams. You can tell this is going to be an excellent game. Good guard play, good down low play, good post play. Just both teams have so many good role players, good chemistry. It's only fitting that these two teams find each other in the semifinals.
Let's skip right to, there were a couple of injury cases coming out of the quarterfinals. First, for the visiting Black Knights, Alexa Kellner, the junior captain, missed the game against Danbury due to flu-like symptoms. She's back, and from what we saw in warm-ups, Kevin, she looks locked in.
She looks locked in. Started doing shit around, knocking down some three-pointers, couple jumpers, then going through drills. She looks as good as new. No worries here if you're Alexa Kellner. I think she looks back to normal.
On the other side, Elizabeth Middlebrook had to leave the quarterfinal match against Greenwich after hitting her head. Going through warm-ups right now, I've just learned from Coach DeMarzo, she is in the starting lineup tonight. How important is that for the Tigers?
It's very important. You know, this is one of the backbones of this Tigers team, Elizabeth Middlebrook. You know, she's so good down low. She can grab the boards. Not only that, she's great on the offensive side. She sets picks, pulls off a screen. She can score as well, and she can play defense, Frank. Middlebrook has to be in the lineup in order for the Tigers to win.
And you mentioned playing defense. The Tigers are going to have to do a much better job than the Danbury Hatters did, who surrendered 33 points in the first quarter of play on Saturday. Give the Black Knights a little credit, though. They were hitting shots from everywhere inside the gymnasium, making their first 11 field goals.
But you know what, Frank? This is a much different Black Knights team. This is a high-powered team that has found their stride on the offensive ball. This is a team that knows how to score now. They have a lot of weapons. They can move up and down the court really fast, and they like to get things going quick. So do the Ridgefield Tigers, but if you're the Tigers, you have to be worried that coming out of the floodgates, this is a Stanford team who we've seen score quick.
Let's take you through some of the highlights from these two quarterfinal games as we look at the action from Saturday. Let's start with Stanford and Danbury, and you'll get a look at how productive that offense was. As you can just see, the ball movement was great, Kevin, and just three-pointers from everywhere inside the gym. The Hatters tried a couple. Most of those gives you the confidence that she could beat it. She has looked so good over the past few weeks, really maturing and starting to feel comfortable playing with the girls who are 3-4 years older than her.
The freshman continues to shine under the big lights on the varsity level, which you don't see very often, Frank. She's a gifted athlete, gifted basketball player. She's got the basketball IQ. She knows where to go. She's thinking about plays even before they're happening. She keeps her head on a swivel. She can move the ball around. Great ball movement from her. I mean, the maturity at this as a freshman, you just don't see it. This is a rare player. I think a lot of people have been enjoying watching her play. And, Frank, if you're the rest of the FCIAC, you got to worry about her for the next 3 years.
They're certainly on notice tonight. On the other side, I think you've got one of the best guards in the entire conference, and it's not because of her scoring ability, because she doesn't need to score that much. It's Julia Middlebrook, who just is underrated based on the play from the stat sheet, but it's exactly what this Tigers offense needs. You've got great wing players in Goodwin and O'Hara, strong front court with Colonel and Middlebrook. That's Elizabeth up front. But Julia just brings the whole package together. So calm, so mature. She understands how to run this offense.
Frank, not only is she the best captain in the FCIAC, you see her on and off the court leading this Tigers team and getting them motivated. She is definitely one who's going to be in that huddle tonight, getting this Tigers team motivated, pumped up for this big semifinal game tonight. Frank, she does it all. She plays defense. She can move the ball around as a point guard. She can score. There's not much else you can ask for from Julia Middlebrook.
Let's talk about the sixth man off the bench, or sixth woman off the bench. It'll be Camille Martinez and Claire Middlebrook for both teams, respectively. And both of them can shoot the ball pretty well from behind the arc. After that, I think the depth advantage goes towards the Black Knights. Jagodzinski's played well, obviously. They've got Jessica Nelson, who comes off the bench and has been effective. How important is the matchup of field and
start to the new year by shaking up your meal routine. Walter Stewart's Market is your local source for a delicious selection of fresh and convenient salad shakers, like Southwest Salad with chicken, Cobb with organic chicken, Power Vegan with fruit and quinoa, Greek Salad with tabbouleh, and grilled shrimp with hominy. Grab one from our salad case or order from our deli today. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Final matchup, 2 Ridgefield versus 3 Stanford. It's going to be so fun.
Chris, if you had to pick an X factor in tonight's game, who's a player we should keep an eye on who could have a big impact here?
There's going to be 2 X factors, one on each team. There's going to be the aforementioned Alexa Kellner coming back from the flu. We got to see how good Stanford plays because they played tremendous against Danbury the other night without her. And then for Ridgefield, it's definitely going to be the junior Caroline Colonel. She's definitely a very vaunted player. She can score the basketball. She can rebound the basketball. She can do it all, Frank.
Thank you, Chris. Via missed free throws. If they have an opportunity to get up on Stanford early, it's like Coach Tom DeMarzo told Chris on Saturday. You got to punch them in the mouth right away and take them out, take their will away.
That's what every team has to do against this Stanford team. And that's what Ridgefield did in that first matchup. They have to score early and often. That's what they have to do this evening to take care of business and get to that final game.
Starting lineups for both teams. I'll start with the Black Knights. It will be Andrea O'Connor, Martha Garand up in the front court with Megan Lansadell, Alexa Kellner, and Brooke Kelly in the backcourt. For the Ridgefield Tigers, we'll see Grace Goodwin Julia Middlebrook and Megan O'Hara at the guards and forward position. Then Caroline Colonel and Elizabeth Middlebrook up front. So good to see Middlebrook back in the lineup. Ridgefield wearing the all-white with orange trim to the Black Knights blackout and orange trim. One thing we saw in the quarterfinal games, Kevin, almost too easy to grab for a lot of those top-seeded teams. I think now that we're down to the Final Four, not only does the score start to get a lot tighter, but I think the play defensively picks up as well. We're not going to see as many high-scoring games as we did over on Saturday.
You're right. I think both these semifinal games are going to be a lot closer than what we saw on Saturday. Of course, a great game between Fairfield Ward and Norwalk, a nail-biter. But, Frank, we're in store for one of those games that could be remembered. This is one of the best matchups. This is what a lot of people wanted to see. I think these two teams wanted to meet each other late in the playoffs, so here we go.
It'll be Colonel and O'Connor on the opening tip as the first semifinal is underway. Lansdale takes control. Garand is bumped. Can't control it. So a quick turnover by the Black Knights. We'll see how the Tigers respond. And quickly, it's Stanford that's going to come out with the full court press.
Man-to-man, full court press here for the Stanford Black Knights.
As you got Julia Middlebrook running the offense. Quickly handing off to O'Hara. As Colonel flashes outside and just able to avoid the backcourt. Some sloppy passes early here as O'Hara to the rack and is called for the offensive foul.
Good job by Goran there. Megan O'Hara just lifted her knee up a little too high. Nice job, though, by Goran to draw the offensive foul.
We've seen Stanford a couple of times this year. Goran has found herself in foul trouble the majority of the time as a lazy pass almost picked off there by Goodwin.
Goodwin, another player for this Tigers team, doing so many good things.
As Julia Middlebrook all the way to the basket, and she's got our first bucket of the night, coming off a steal.
Freshman has to stay composed, taking care of that ball.
Inside to O'Connor, the layup too strong, no good. And O'Hara the rebound, draws a foul. It's going to go on Garand.
2 quick fouls from both teams. You talk about depth. This could be a game where if you get into foul trouble, you got to go to that bench early. But again, nice start for the Tigers on defense.
2-0 the score, a minute gone by. Goodwin coming off a 19-point performance, only overshadowed by Colonel's 23 as an errant shot comes up short. Lansdale controlling here. All the way to the basket, the freshman off glass, no good, and then Kellner had it blocked from behind by O'Hara.
Nice job by O'Hara there. We're going to see this all game long, Frank, especially in this first quarter. But a good take by the freshman.
As now Kellner, her first shot of the night, an open look at 3. It's no good. Brooke Kelly, the rebound. Well done by the junior.
Well done by Brooke Kelly there. If you're playing Stanford, you can't give them second chance opportunities.
As a shot here from Kelly off the glass, no good. Garand the rebound. She goes back up and gets the bucket to fall.
And that's where they'll hurt you, on the glass. O'Connor and Garand so good at getting those offensive boards.
Down low, Elizabeth Middlebrook, her first field goal attempt. And the senior captain back from injury looking strong.
Oh, Frank, how about that feed from Megan O'Hara? Beautiful.
As they go inside to Garand, but Colonel broke it up. Head court pass, can O'Hara flag it down? Nice hustle there, no.
Very close. Good defense, though, by the Ridgefield Tigers. Good idea by Julia Middlebrook. Here comes the give and go again.
As Colonel comes up with her first steal of the night. Middlebrook up for Goodwin, off the glass, no.
Oh, Goodwin, gotta finish that. Good steal, though, by the Ridgefield Tigers.
Uncharacteristic from the senior. As Kelly throws up a 3, well off the mark. Garand the rebound. Good ball movement here, and now Kellner will look at it from straight away. O'Connor the offensive rebound, and finally, it's O'Hara who can grab the board. Colonel pulling up in the mid-range, got it.
Beautiful shot by Caroline Colonel, and a good timeout by Coach Diane Burns.
6-2 with 5:23 remaining. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the HAN Network, your home for high school sports.
Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back on the HAN Network, Frank Renito, Kevin Coleman. Let's go across the way. Chris Kutzo coming out of our first time out. Chris.
Well, Frank, Ridgefield definitely did a good job of keeping Stanford's bigs off the board, rebounding the basketball, and they've been playing great tenaciously on defense. So definitely a good start for the Ridgefield Tigers overall.
Thank you, Chris. I thought that pass from Kelly was a little forced, but a strong play to stay with it. And she earns a trip to the line.
That's her first.
The foul goes on Elizabeth Middlebrook, her first. And now shooting our first free throw of the night is Brooke Kelly, and it's off the mark.
It may be early on, Frank. Still, free throws are so important in all 4 quarters of the game, no matter what. Even in the first quarter, you got to make these.
Kelly 1 for 2 at the line. The lead is now 3 in favor of the Tigers. Here's Julia on the right wing, working off a screen from her sister Elizabeth. O'Hara up top as Jagodzinski checks into the game for the first time tonight. Duran trying to come up with the steal, and the Tigers back on it.
Oh, wow. Hustle points from both teams.
Middlebrook outside to O'Hara, who splits through the lane. Contact, no foul, and O'Connor the rebound.
And a good no call, but a silly foul there. Good no call originally by the referee. Megan O'Hara, that's her second. She's about to check out.
Number 10,
we will see Claire Middlebrook check in. The 5 on the floor right now for the Black Knights was the starting lineup in the quarterfinals. That's clearly the message from Coach Tom DiMarzo early on as Brooke Kelly, the three-pointer and the foul.
That's a big three-pointer for the Black Knights. That's what they needed right there. A little bit of a slow start from the Black Knights, but Brooke Kelly. Three-pointer and the foul. Big spark.
4th team foul against the Tigers. It goes against Caroline Colonel. And Kelly completing the 4-point offense as they've been cutting her off, trying to come up court.
And also, don't let Kellner drive to the paint. Doing a great job of drawing a foul. That's 2 quick fouls now in Caroline Colonel.
That's her second. 5 on the team.
Kellner no good on the first. Still searching for her first point. Isabella Giordano checks in now. Freshman played a healthy chunk on Saturday in the quarterfinals after Middlebrook was injured.
Frank, now Megan O'Hara and Caroline Colonel on the bench with 2 fouls early on. It's something to be aware of if you're Coach Tom DiMarzo.
As the Middlebrook sisters playing catch at the moment. Hooked down from behind, no call there. Loose ball, Goodwin comes up with it. And then Garand, a little too aggressive, going to be called for the foul.
And now Garand going to have to take a seat. Nice job, though, by Grace Goodwin. Get the steal.
There has been a lot of hustle to win 50-50 balls. We've seen bodies flying all over the place. I think that's where some of these early
all game long.
As Giordano controlling outside. Freshman guarded by O'Connor. Goodwin baseline, her shot off the mark out.
Good take by Grace Goodwin, unlucky on the follow-up. But a good take nonetheless.
The last 2 FCX champions battling it out in semifinal. Number 1 is a nice drawn-up play there. O'Connor inside, no good. And a jump ball here.
And you can see on that jump ball, Julia Middlebrook, you can see how badly she wants this win. Grabs that jump ball away from Lance Sadel.
And has been very vocal on the floor to this point, too. barking out orders for teammates, and they're going to say last touch by Elizabeth Middlebrook.
See, Julia Middlebrook got knocked down there.
They're letting them play.
And that's what you want to see, especially in a semifinal game, Frank.
And Chris, what has impressed you so far through these first 4.5 minutes of play?
I think that something that's really impressed me is the physical play that we've seen from both teams here, and just a very, very efficient effort on defense from both teams. But one thing Ridgefield's definitely got to be careful of, Frank, they already have Megan O'Hara and Caroline Colonel in trouble with fouls with 2 each. So they definitely got to be careful. They want to play these Stanford bigs tight, but they don't want to lead it to excessive fouling.
Thank you, Chris. That last basket, first one of the night for Andrew O'Connor. She's already got 4 rebounds, including 2 offensive ones. First free throws of the night for the Tigers, and it's knocked down by Claire Middlebrook. I thought that was a very smart play to just drive to the basket, try to get contact, slow things down a little bit.
Especially with, not having Caroline Colonel, Megan O'Hara on the floor. They got to try and get some baskets one way, and a great way to do it is to drive and get to the foul line.
Kelly open for 3. No good, but another offensive rebound, this time by Camille Martinez, and she draws a foul as well.
Frank, right now the Tigers aren't boxing out. They're just letting Stanford get second chance opportunities. They need to do a better job of putting a body on someone and grabbing that board.
So the Black Knights already into the bonus too now with 2:25 remaining in the first quarter. Kelly working off a screen, guarded by Middlebrook. Lansdale pass down low to O'Connor. Kicked outside, and Kellner from just inside the arc, no good. And the rebound to Middlebrook. Inside, but the shot blocked. Good hustle by Kellner, denying Goodwin the opportunity.
There's Kellner. Nice block. Unlucky layup, though, from Goodwin.
Kicked outside for Brooke Kelly. Here's Kellner in the corner, puts up a 3. Got it.
That's a big three-pointer for her. That could start something. That could ignite the senior captain for this Black Knights team.
There's Goodwin up top. 1:30 remaining in the first quarter. It is a 5-point Black Knight lead.
Stanford Black Knights defense playing outstanding early on.
Claire Middlebrook trying to answer with a 3. She knocks it down with Camille Martinez in her face.
Big three-pointer there. Look at Stanford on the turnaround. Big layup, though, from Brooke Kelly.
Back and forth we go. 15-11 with a minute to play in the first. Number 3 Stanford leading number 2 Ridgefield. Goodwin with time and space. She gets the bucket. Her first basket of the night.
Goodwin can shoot. We all know that. Keep feeding her if she's open.
Freshman versus freshman now, as Lansdale was guarded by Giordano. O'Connor hands off to Kelly. Towards the basket, no good. And the rebound to Middlebrook, and a foul called on O'Connor. Going to be her second, Kev.
Both coaches had to keep in mind all the fouls early on. This is an intense game. It's a semifinal. There are going to be early fouls. Girls are going to start getting foul trouble. Which bench is going to come up bigger?
And O'Connor will take a seat. Jagodzinski to spell her. So with 35 seconds remaining, the Tigers trailing Stanford by 2.
I like what Julia's doing right here, slowing the pace down a little bit. Black Knights in man-to-man.
On low, here's Claire Middlebrook. She tried to throw one off Lansdale, but it doesn't work out. Good hustle on defense, but Lansdale sticks with it. Kelly, back high for Kellner. Down low, little hook shot, had it blocked. Jagodzinski for 3, off the mark.
How about Giordano with the block?
Middlebrook going to throw one up, had some time, but it's off the mark. How about that for a first quarter? 15-13, Stanford on top. We'll step aside and be back with more after this on your home for FCX Sports, the HAN Network.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler orders. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites. Scap Chrysler 95 or the Coach
Diane Burns have to say, Chris?
Well, Frank, Coach Burns definitely had a meaning of saying we definitely need to remain physical. That's going to be the game plan here today. Penetrate the basket and settle for open looks, because that's pretty much what you're only going to get on this Ridgefield defense.
Thank you, Chris. I thought we saw a little bit of a 1-3 kind of matchup zone there at points in time early on before foul trouble became a factor, Kevin, to really eliminate the play and opportunities on the glass for the Stanford Bigs.
And you know what? This is where Stanford needs – they have the size advantage right now. This is a small lineup for the Ridgefield Tigers.
As Kellner tried to expand the range. We'll see if it turns into points at the other end as Carly Smith up off the glass draws the foul.
Caroline Colonel and Megan O'Hara starting up on the bench for the Tigers. Start the second quarter. Something to keep in mind.
Oh, couldn't get the lucky bounce. So 0 for 2 at the line. The lead still 2 in favor of the Black Knights.
Tigers looking for a stop here.
Brooke Kelly, she's the game-leading scorer right now. She's going to add to that total with another one. Up to 9 now for the junior.
Baseline by Brooke Kelly. Kisses it off the glass.
As Middlebrook trying to shake Kelly right now. Down low for Goodwin. Into the paint through contact, and a foul called here.
Nice job by Grace Goodwin to penetrate the paint, draw a foul. At that point, it's body to body. Referee's going to call that every time, whether you like it or not.
It's on Landsidell. Her first, the team's 6. So now Ridgefield into the bonus as well. Jagodzinski playing tight defense on Julia Middlebrook. Goodwin looking for help, and they'll reset from just underneath one of those Falcon wings at midcourt.
Just watch Jagodzinski's feet. So impressive defensively.
Middlebrook going to spot up a 3. No good. Loose rebound, and Landsidell has it.
Good look, though, by Middlebrook. Here comes the freshman.
Jagodzinski in the corner. Off the mark. Carly Smith grabs the rebound.
Jagodzinski would have loved to hit that. Ignite the crowd.
Inside. No good again as they are trading misses at the moment. Second time for Jagodzinski. Got it.
And that's only a 2, Frank. Foot was on the line.
As Goodwin a little slow to get up off that mess. Handing off for Kellner. She goes through contact. They're going to say the foul's on the floor. Won't matter. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity as now Elizabeth Middlebrook has picked up her second foul.
Now we're going to see Megan O'Hara and Caroline Colonel, 2 players that Tigers desperately need on the court here, having a little bit of trouble scoring, and a good timeout called by Coach Tom DeMarzo.
We'll take it as well. You're watching the HAN Network semifinal number 1 in the girls FCAC Basketball Championship.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the women. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With New England Coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Back on the HAN Network, Frank Granito, Kevin Coleman, Chris Kutzo is across the way. It's a 19-13 Stanford advantage. And you mentioned it right before the break there, Kev. A desperate need here to get Colonel and O'Hara back into this game because The Tigers struggling for offense right now.
They are. They're bleeding chips right now. They just can't seem to find that scoring play there. They keep missing. You know, it happens. You go through a little drought in the game. This is why you need your offensive players, your key starters in there, trying to erase this drought right now.
Kellner 2 for 2 at the line. The Black Knights are 4 for 6 from the charity stripe. It is a 8-point lead, the largest of the night, as Middlebrook off her foot, out of bounds, and a large roar from the Stanford contingent.
There's those feet. Stanford Black Knights, great defense so far. If you're Coach Diane Burns, you have to be thrilled with this start.
Kelly's going to put up a 3. No good. Doesn't have her own board. Good job by O'Hara boxing out that time. Something they did not do well in that first half. What hustle, though. Kellner just unable to save it, but it broke up an easy bucket.
Great hustle there by Kellner. Try and get that.
Martinez going to run the floor.
This is not what we saw in this first matchup. We saw a slow start from Stanford. They're playing great defense here.
Kellner for 3. No, O'Hara the rebound. Shanice Silpot has checked in for the first time tonight for the Black Knights. Middlebrook down low, 10-footer off the mark. Battle for the rebound, it's last touch by Colonel.
Nothing is falling right now for the Richfield Tigers. They need to find a spark here. Now they're going to have all 5 starters back on the court. 3 of them sitting with 2 fouls.
Still have not scored yet in the second quarter. We are 3 minutes and 15 seconds in. As pick and roll play up top, and coming away now, steal Elizabeth Middlebrook. They've got numbers here. She goes to O'Hara. Lancedale the block. They're going to get her for a foul, her second.
You know what, Frank? That's actually a smart foul there by Lance Sadel.
O'Hara yet to score tonight. Off the mark.
A rare miss from the line by Megan O'Hara. Richfield needs to keep their heads in this game right now.
O'Hara gets the second. So the lead now 7 as the Tigers finally on the board in the second quarter. As a pass down low taken away by Colonel. Good read there as Kelly trying to force one to Kellner.
Ooh, close there by Caroline Colonel. Slow things down for the Tigers.
O'Hara.
On the offense.
And now a quick turnover at the other end. O'Connor gets credited with the steal, as it was deflected right into her own lap. And Chris, halfway through the second quarter, and the Tigers still struggling to get any momentum or flow offensively.
Definitely, and the big X factor for Stanford so far has been Brooke Kelly, the upstart junior. She's been electric in this lineup. She's definitely been the girl that they have to watch out for, Frank.
So O'Hara fighting it right now. Nice pass, though, down low. And Middlebrook goes through contact, gets the bucket, draws the foul.
Great job there with Megan O'Hara. Misses the shot, gets the ball back in the paint, dishes it off. Elizabeth Middlebrook, she goes to the line and 1. Nice play.
All right, timeout taken. But we'll be right back after this.
We told Dad he could have his office back if he sold 150 cars last month.
Deal's a deal.
Well, Dad, you did it. You get your office back.
Forget it. I'm having too much fun down here. My new goal, 160 cars. Wow. Folks, if you ever wanted a great price on a new Nissan, now is the time.
Right now, lease a 2017 Altima 2.5S for only $99 a month.
Isn't it time you got Millerized?
Back on the HAN Network, coming out of the timeout, Chris Kutzo is in the bleachers behind one of the baskets. He's joined with a special guest. Let's see what Coach Dave Danko of the Fairfield War Mustangs is feeling before his semifinal game. Chris.
Coach, definitely a effort here so far that we didn't see in the first game between these two. What do you think?
Stanford playing terrific defense. They're up in their passing lanes. They seem to be taking Richfield out of their fast break. if you could stop Richfield's transition and make them play a half court, which I think Stanford realized, good things are happening. But again, here, both teams are in a little bit of foul trouble with some younger kids playing. So it's interesting. It's a good matchup right now.
Now, what's Stanford doing effectively to keep players like Colonel, O'Hara, and Goodwin off the board?
I think they're in a lockdown defense. Stanford's tough. I mean, they're defending FCIAC champ. They feel that. They have that cockiness. They have that aura about them, and I think they found their groove with their point guard. But again, Richfield's a tough team. They match up again very well. It's going to come down to who executes at the end.
Now, big game tonight. Trumbull 20-1, but that one is your Stangs. Well, how do you feel about tonight?
Again, if we play Trumbull 10 times, it'd be 5 games each. We'd split. But it's a good matchup for us. A lot of these kids play AAU. We're friends. I appreciate the Trumbull coach. We're good friends off the court. We're like family. And most of the kids are in the same AAU organization with the Connecticut Premier. So these girls know each other. So it's fun. Trumbull had a great year. We're just trying to hit our stride, too, with trying to be somewhat healthy. So matchups, it's all about matchups. Again, it's exciting to be here and see who could play for the championship.
Excellent. We'll see you later tonight, Coach.
You got it.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Coach. And I like the use of that cockiness by the Stanford defense and the Stanford guards right now. They know what they've got, as Lance Seidel called for the travel there. It's part of the reason they've had a little bit of a mental edge here early on defensively.
Yeah, they've been playing excellent defense. This is something that Coach Diane Burns loves to see, the hard-fought defense early on. Both teams really are playing great defense. Right now, Stanford getting those second chance opportunities. They're great on the boards. But Frank, how about Cutso? Asking the tough hitting questions.
Good use of Stangs. So O'Hara, the offensive rebound, desperately needed there from the Tigers. Third rebound of the game as Colonel off Langsdale foot. Tigers just can't get anything going right now offensively, Kev.
It's something that they need to turn around, and they will. This is a very talented team, but the turnovers, again, you see it right here. They need to limit these if they want to stay in this game.
As up ahead, the Black Knights trying to build off that 6-point lead. Kellner all alone. Couldn't knock that down. She'll make that 9 times out of 10.
Listen, Frank, this game could be, Stanford could be up by a lot more right now. Tigers very lucky that Kellner and the rest of the gang aren't hitting their shots from three-point land.
Middlebrook keeping Ridgefield in this one. Her 5th point there of the quarter. Steal by O'Hara.
O'Hara read that like a book. Saw Jasinski was going to fake the shot. Looked to go out wide.
Colonel inside, goes up strong. No good. O'Connor the rebound.
A good job by the Black Knights. Not drawing a foul there.
As Kellner trying to find the touch, but that one missing everything out of bounds, and the Tigers take over, trailing by 4 with 1:45 remaining.
Listen, Frank, I'm all for shooters. Keep feeding the ball and shooting, but at a time like this, look to work the ball down low at least and kick it back out if nothing else. Don't just dribble down the court and chuck up a low percentage shot.
And a travel called as Middlebrook got tied up. Couldn't get rid of it quick enough. That's what's got to be the most frustrating, Chris, is that when Richfield gets a break on the defensive end, they've turned it back over, I think, 4 or 5 times already, just leaving empty possessions on the board.
Definitely, Frank. It's definitely going to be frustrated for Coach Tom DiMarzo, seeing his Ridgefield team struggle so much that they have on the offensive end because they're such an offensively potent team. So definitely something to watch out for, the turnovers for Ridgefield.
Good pass inside from O'Hara, but Middlebrook couldn't get the left hand to go, and even worse, she picks up her 3rd foul.
Not a good foul there for the Tigers. Silly foul. And look, we're in the second quarter, and Elizabeth Middlebrook has to sit with 3 fouls.
She's been the most effective player this quarter. 5 points. This will be the last 1-and-1 opportunity for the Black Knights. O'Connor knocks it down. They're into the double bonus moving forward.
And I think if you're Coach DeMarzo, you see him talking to Middlebrook, you have to say, I appreciate you fighting hard and trying to get the ball back, but at that point in time, you got to get back on defense.
O'Connor 2 for 2. Too hot to handle. Goodwin couldn't control it. Ridgefield just unable to get it closer than 4 points right now. It's currently at 6, though, a 25-19 advantage. Make it 8. Lansdale end-to-end off the glass with the left hand. Final minute of play in the quarter. Colonel flashes open. O'Connor can't control that one. Colonel comes up with a steal, but it's taken right back away. Brooke Kelly with it now. Down to the baseline, off the glass, and the foul.
Now Julia will have to take a seat. Not a smart foul there. And this is where Stanford could really take over the game right now. You go to the line, 30 seconds left in the half. We can stretch this lead to 12.
Got it.
11, excuse me.
Just like that. A 7-0 run in the last 30 seconds as O'Hara trying to go to the lane. We'll see if it's on the floor.
And it's on the floor, Frank. Basket will not count. Excuse me, basket will count. Looked like they were moving.
So no basket. It's still an 11-point lead as O'Hara misses her third free throw of the night.
And that just shows what kind of hat the Richfield Tigers are having. They're getting to the hoop, they just can't finish.
Oh, what a look from the freshman, and O'Connor finishes inside.
Again, the freshman showing off, showcasing her skills early on. Nice dish down low to Kellner.
As O'Hara tried to get that one go at the buzzer. But a 9-0 run to end the half has the Black Knights sitting comfortably up 32-19. Only 6 points that quarter for the Richfield Tigers, Kev. 5 of them coming from Elizabeth Middlebrook, who is now in serious foul trouble.
Getting 3 fouls before the half. It's not something you want to have if you're a head coach, especially right now you're Coach Tom DeMarzo. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that room just to hear what he has to say. This is a Richfield team that in no way is out of it. They need to pick their heads up and come out different attitude coming into the second half.
Stanford 32, Richfield 19. We'll be back shortly with the second half of action. But first, let's go back to our Shelton studio for an HAN in-game news update with our own Kate Chaplensky.
I'm Kate Chaplensky, and this is your in-game news update on the HAN network, bringing you the latest local news on Tuesday, February 21st. A 22-year-old New Haven man was arrested after leading police on a high-speed chase through several towns early Monday morning in a stolen vehicle. After they caught him, police charged Emilio Davila with reckless driving, engaging police in pursuit, as well as driving without a license, larceny, and reckless endangerment. According to state police, a trooper clocked Davila speeding on I-95 at about 12:30 in the morning near exit 41. The trooper said Davila was driving a tan Honda Civic at about 90 miles per hour. Before driving onto the Route 15 connector and then onto Route 15 southbound. Another officer put spike strips at the southbound exit 49 ramp on 15, and Davila hit the stop sticks with the car's passenger side front tire. Still, the driver continued to lead troopers on a chase. He exited Route 15 at exit 48 and continued south on Main Street in Trumbull and then into Bridgeport. He took a left onto Oxford Street in Bridgeport and stopped at the dead end. He finally gave up to police without incident and was handcuffed by a Trumbull officer before being turned over to state police. Police say that Davila admitted to stealing the car in Middletown just 4 days earlier. And in other news, a training session and demonstration on how to acquire and administer Narcan and discuss legislative efforts and other resources to combat the opioid crisis will be held on Tuesday, March 7th from 6 to 8 at the South Norwalk Library on Washington Street. The event, hosted by State Representative Gail Lavielle, Fred Wilms, and Terry Wood, is sponsored by the Human Services Council and Silver Hill Hospital. Free Narcan kits will be distributed courtesy of Silver Hill Hospital, and that event is open to the public. Ridgefield parents continue to push for later start times at Ridgefield High School. A few parents at Monday night's Board of Education meeting said they're tired of hearing board members say they support later start times at Ridgefield High, only to hide behind budgetary constraints as an excuse for inactivity. Parent Gigi Christel told the board, if wellness of body and mind is truly one of your commitments, then you cannot make excuses. Dozens of others have spoken at previous meetings, advocating to make the change a top priority for district administrators. In the meeting's opening budget presentation, Superintendent Dr. Karen Baldwin did not include later start times as part of her plan, but you can read more on that story at theridgefieldpress.com. And Save the Children, based in Fairfield, today announced that lifelong educator Dr. Jill Biden has been elected chair of the Board of Trustees in the U.S. Dr. Biden will succeed Ann Mulcahy, former CEO of Xerox, who has served as chair since 2010. For the past 8 years, Dr. Biden served as the Second Lady of the United States, while also continuing to teach as a full-time English professor at Northern Virginia Community College. According to Save the Children, Dr. Biden has been a role model and a prominent voice on advancing the status of women and girls globally, especially as it relates to education. During her White House tenure, she traveled to nearly 40 countries, visiting almost every region of the world. Dr. Biden and Carolyn Miles recently visited Save the Children programming in Linden, Tennessee. But that does it for your in-game update on the HAN network. For the latest news, sports, and more, watch Coffee Break weekdays at 11. This update was brought to you by Mr. Handyman of Connecticut.
MrHandymanCT.com. Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com. At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Sign your child up now for InSports Future Stars Basketball Academy, teaching skills on the basketball court for boys and girls ages 5 through 9. Visit InSportsCenters.com for more information on this 7-week program. And for adults, spots are also still available for our men's 30 and over and 40 and over leagues. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Whether you're looking for the freshest seafood, the perfect steak, or want to share delicious appetizers, look no further than the Stone's Throw in Seymour. Chef Peter Haum has more than 30 years of experience creating original recipes in his American eclectic style. Our dishes are made from scratch with fresh, local ingredients that pair perfectly with a seasonal craft beer, a signature cocktail, or your favorite wine. When you visit our Riverside location, you'll feel like you're on vacation when you're only a stone's throw from home. Visit us on Roosevelt Drive in Seymour or at StonesThrowCT.com.
It's all about meeting goals this year, and Trinity CrossFit of Ridgefield has experienced trainers, top-of-the-line equipment, and a newly renovated space to help get you there. Offering more classes per day than any other CrossFit gyms in the area, we cater to all fitness levels. Our coaches have a combined 10 years of experience in CrossFit, and as competitors themselves, Trinity coaches can get you ready for competition in 2017. Visit our convenient location on Route 7, Danbury Road, or find out more at trinitycrossfit.com.
Are you looking for new opportunity this year? How does growing a business with unlimited income potential sound? Christy Kinsman is a local entrepreneur building a global health and wellness business in Fairfield County. Offering cutting-edge anti-aging skincare, all botanically based and paraben-free, and a complete vegan, clean-eating nutritional plan, Christy's looking for business partners that can help get others healthier while taking advantage of an untapped market. Take that first step to freedom from the 9-to-5 grind by learning more about the products and our mentorship program. Contact Christy at thelittlehouseshop@yahoo.com.
I'm Frank Granito.
And I'm Donald Ing for the HAN Network.
Tune in to Nutmeg Sports Monday through Thursday, where we bring you all the top stories from Connecticut sports.
From highlights to player interviews and expert analysis, no one gets you closer to Connecticut's games than Nutmeg Sports.
Nutmeg Sports, now Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. on the HAN Network. Back on the HAN Network, let's go across the court. Chris Kutsko joined with head coach Diane Burns of the Stanford Black Knights. Chris.
Coach, pretty good half there. Now, big half by Brooke Kelly. What do you have to do to keep her going?
Oh, she's playing very, very hard, and she's just got to continue to do that. Her defense sparks her offense, and she's been doing an excellent job of that so far this half. So hopefully she just keeps it going, has enough gas in the tank.
Now, smaller lineup than you employed there at some times. You seem to have success with that when playing 3 guards on the floor. Will you see more of that in the second half?
We get ourselves in foul trouble sometimes, so that's not unusual for us to have to go small as a response to it. So they're used to it. So yeah, possible we'll have to do that again.
All right, Coach. Thanks so much. Good luck second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Coach. Thank you, Chris. And Brooke Kelly, really the surprise of that first half, Kevin. Playing so well, she finished the half with 12 points, leading all scorers. Elizabeth Middlebrook, 7 points. For the Tigers is their top scorer. Claire Middlebrook has 5. No other Tiger with more than 2 points. That has to change.
And I think that's kind of the storyline. If you're coming back from the locker room, Tigers need to come out with some intensity here. Turn the ball over way too many times in that first half, which then led to Stanford going to the fast break, which obviously then led to the Tigers getting into foul trouble because Black Knight doing a great job of penetrating the paint and drawing fouls. You see Elizabeth Middlebrook sitting with 3. Caroline Colonel, Megan O'Hara sitting with 2.
Julia Middlebrook with 3 as well.
You have to be very, very careful if you're the starting 5 for the Richfield Tigers right now.
Stanford 16 minutes away from a chance to defend their FCIAC championship. The Tigers, your 2015 champions, trying to make up a 13-point difference.
And by no means is this game over. Tigers can go on a run. They can get back into this game.
As Middlebrook tripped up. No call there, though. So a turnover to start the second half by Richfield.
And a good look by Julia Middlebrook. Nice little pick. Rolls off the pick. Couldn't draw the foul.
O'Connor inside. Up top of Kelly on the right wing. Here's O'Hara guarding against Kellner, who goes into the paint. The ball movement here and a patient possession from the Black Knights to start the half.
Yeah, nice start from the Black Knights. Moving the ball around.
As Kelly spots up the 3, gets it to go. She stays hot out of the break.
And that's the start for the Black Knights you want. Big 3-pointer there from Brooke Kelly. And Frank, again, mentioned her. She's my X factor.
It's sent outside. Middlebrook in the mid-range. Too strong off the back iron. Here's Elizabeth with an offensive board. Can't get it through contact. Grace Goodwin, an offensive board now.
Smart move. Restart the offense here.
O'Hara to the rack. She gets the bucket and the foul. Desperately needed from the senior.
Fouls on Brooke Kelly.
Her first. Goodwin, excuse me, that is her second. Goodwin and Kellner are the only starters who are yet to pick up a foul tonight. O'Hara has struggled from the line, 1 for 4 to this point. Got that one, though.
Nice job there on Megan O'Hara. She takes it to the rack, gets the foul.
Kellner going down low. Connor couldn't control it. Colonel able to walk the line, and now the Tigers can run in transition. Here's Julia Middlebrook, kicked outside. Good hustle by O'Connor to get back that time, and it's going to lead to a turnover ultimately at the other end. And a fourth foul now, very early in the second half on Julia Middlebrook.
Yeah, reach-in foul there by Julia Middlebrook. She's going to have to sit for a while now, sitting on that fourth foul.
With 6:08 remaining in the third quarter. That'll be the sophomore Claire who comes in and picks up her older sister's responsibility now. Lance Seidel, the runner in the lane, beautiful touch.
The freshman, silky smooth inside, gets the floater to go.
O'Hara trying to return the favor, no good. Kellner the rebound.
And this is why, if you're Stanford, you love that Kellner's back in this game and back healthy. Big piece as to why Stanford has this big lead right now.
Looking a little bit like that first quarter back on Saturday as the Black Knights hot out of the break. Haven't missed yet. Inside Goodwin off the glass. She gets her first bucket since the first quarter.
Really nice drive to the hoop there by Goodwin. Tigers need to continue doing that, but they need to pick up on defense here.
As Lance Seidel.
No communication on defense for the Tigers right now, none.
41-24, 17-point advantage. Outside, it's Claire Middlebrook. Now O'Hara up top, guarded by O'Connor. Pass deflected, taken away. On the left wing. 4:15 remaining in the third quarter, 41-26. Taken away by Colonel.
Richfield needs to push the pace here.
Colonel inside, good job by Guran setting her feet.
Richfield getting some stops on defense here. They just can't finish at the hoop.
That was a pass from Lance Seidel. O'Hara open for three. Off the mark, no good.
Richfield can't buy a bucket right now. Some of these misses, they could be really back in this game.
Kelly, 15-footer from the baseline. Correction, that was Goran. She gets it to go.
Dangerous, the mid-range jumper. Goran, nice finish.
43-26 the lead in favor of Stanford. Pass down low. Middlebrook gets her first points of the second half.
Great pass by Colonel. Good pace on the ball. Perfect look.
Counter outside. Three-pointer on the way. Off the back iron. Rebound transition. Little scoop layup. No good. Gets her own board and draws the foul.
Nice pass by Megan O'Hara. Colonel draws the foul. Big free throws coming up for Colonel.
He's sitting at 15. Colonel hits the first. And Chris, a very frantic pace to start this third quarter.
Where is Kutzo? Where is he? Ah, there he is.
Hiding down in the left corner. I couldn't find him here, but Chris, very frantic pace now. We saw a slow possession from Stanford to start, but both teams looking to run in transition now and shooting high field goal percentages.
Definitely. What you have to do is just get a couple stops down the on the defensive end there, and then just lead to steals like that and get baskets in transition. That's what makes this Ridgefield team comfortable, is playing fast and playing in transition, Frank.
Thank you, Chris. As the hand check called on Martinez after she had that one taken away.
And actually a smart foul by Martinez there, not to give Richfield, a fast break point.
There's the second foul against the senior captain. That's off the pick and roll. O'Connor read it beautifully. Andrea O'Connor poked aside. That's Kelly Jagodzinski, her first. But quickly now, Stanford up to 14 fouls with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Will do Richfield a lot of good to get into the bonus early on. 43-30, it's a 13-point Black Knight lead. We'll step aside and be back with more FCX Championship basketball after this on the HAN Network. Back on the HAN Network, let's go inside the Richfield huddle with our very own Chris Kutzow. Chris, what'd you hear?
Frank, Coach DeMarzo was obviously none too happy with the effort so far, but he really was pleading with his team. You gotta chip away at this lead. It's either now or never, and there's still a lot of time left. That was the message there in the huddle, Frank.
Thank you, Chris. 2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Julia Middlebrook sitting on the bench with 4 fouls for the Richfield Tigers, who are chasing 13. Hand it off to Goodwin. Looking down low, here's Claire Middlebrook.
Richfield can't turn the ball over anymore.
Into the lane through contact, and a jump ball ruled here.
Garand going to take a seat. Kellner checks in for her. Been so impressed with Kellner.
A travel or a double dribble. Pick your poison there is Jagodzinski. A couple of rules broken on that one.
Double dribble there from Jagodzinski. It happens. Good defense, though, by the Richfield Tigers to draw that.
That's outside Claire Middlebrook. Trying to go back inside, but a kick ball here, Lynn Sadel.
And Lynn Sadel's doing a nice job because the Tigers are trying to kick it back out to Claire for a three-pointer. She's shutting her down right now.
On deck, we have got Trumbull and Fairfield Ward in your second semifinal. So it's kicked outside in the corner. Claire Middlebrook off the side of the backboard. Rebound by Goodwin. Can't get the basket. And a jump ball here. It'll stay with the Tigers.
Man, back to what I said. The Tigers just can't buy a bucket right
they're
now.
getting looks inside, but as Chris mentioned, just can't get that. They're almost forcing shots now and just can't get that bucket to go. As a pass forced down low, taken away. Middlebrook stays with it, and a foul called on O'Connor. 15 foul, her third. Well, that's one way to give yourself a chance for points. Head for the charity stripe.
Great job by Elizabeth Middlebrook there. There's that hustle.
No good on the first, though.
You got to make these for the Tigers. You get to the charity stripe at this point in the game, got to finish.
Middlebrook's second attempt. Oh.
Richfield getting very lucky. They're not getting back on defense, which is rare.
Colonel going to expand her range, spot up a three. Went all the way down and came out. And another jump ball here. This one going to Stanford. Cannot buy a bucket.
They can't. It's amazing how many times this basketball is going to look like it's going in. It bounces out. Unlucky right now for the Tigers.
And Chris, you were as close as anyone to that shot. That's got to be frustrating for Colonel. Halfway down and bouncing out.
That's what I was just saying to the Ridgefield trainer here. Just a all-around unlucky shot, and it's just been going that way for Ridgefield, it seems like.
Here's Jagodzinski for three, no good. As O'Hara wisely lets that one skip out of play.
Again, Ridgefield very lucky. Stanford getting some great open looks, especially from deep. Nothing seems to be falling. And again, another example why Ridgefield just having a tough time tonight. Can't buy a bucket, can't hold on to the ball.
In the last 2 minutes of play now, they've held Stanford off the scoreboard. They've scored 1 point themselves, so they've straightened it out defensively a little bit, have kept the Black Knights at bay here through this second half so far, but they need a response on offense if they're going to get back in this one.
They're getting the stops, Frank. You're absolutely right. They just need to finish, and that's why the foul trouble is killing them tonight.
Kelly isolating on Clara Middlebrook. Crossed over, goes into the lane, gets it to go. Everything working for Brooke Kelly tonight.
Wow. What a take to the hoop. And again, another turnover here. A pass that should not have been made.
Kellner at the buzzer. No good. 45-31. The Black Knights leading the Ridgefield Tigers. We are through 3/4 of play. We'll have the final 8 minutes for you coming up after this on the home for FCX Sports, the HAN Network.
Fresh start to the new year by shaking up your meal routine. Walter Stewart's Market is your local source for a delicious selection of fresh and convenient salad shakers, like Southwest salad with chicken, Cobb with organic chicken, Power Vegan with fruit and quinoa, Greek salad with tabbouleh, and grilled shrimp with hominy. Grab one from our salad case or order from our deli today. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Stanford 8 minutes away from a trip back to the FCAC championship. They can't lose this quarter by 15, Kev. With the way Ridgefield has been shooting the ball, it doesn't look like that's too big of a concern for Coach Diane Burns.
And listen, a lot can happen in these 8 minutes. We could see a full change of swing here. The Tigers, they continue getting the stops they got in the third quarter and get the hoops in. And again, prime example again, great defense by Stanford. If Ridgefield can get some buckets in, get some stops, they're back in this.
Chris, what did you hear from both huddles in between the third and fourth quarter?
For Stanford, Frank, it was definitely defense. Defense, defense, defense. That's been the motto here so far this afternoon for Stanford. They've been great defensively, keeping this potent Ridgefield team off the board. And then for Ridgefield, the same message. It's now or never. You have to score, and you have to score in bunches if you want to get back into this ball game. Back to you.
As Lansadell, the last one to touch that. But they're going to talk about this one here.
We haven't seen it much today from the Ridgefield Tigers. I thought the Stanford Black Knights broke this press tonight so well. Tigers, knowing that they're down, playing with a lot more intensity right now.
Good defense from Garand up top. Switches on to O'Hara. Trap comes on Clara Middlebrook. Kicked out to the corner as Goodwin goes to the baseline through contact and draws the foul.
Goodwin, good take on the baseline. Going by Goran, drawing the foul. And again, Frank, we talk about it all year, all season long. Free throws, comes down to it. Tigers, they want to get back into this ball game. They have to make these free throws here.
Second foul on Kellner. The first one from Goodwin is good. Heading forward, the Tigers are in the bonus, shooting 1-and-1s all the way down the stretch. As Goodwin rattles home that second free throw.
Two big free throws there. down 12. Richfield can certainly get back into this game.
Kellner working on Colonel. Now it's Kelly up top, the junior against the sophomore Claire Middlebrook. And here's Garand well outside her range. Martinez shook O'Hara, a little reverse try there. No good. Head pass for Goodwin, going to be out of her reach, and she cannot save it in time as the Hail Mary just a little too far.
Well, Dad, you did it. You get your office back.
Forget it. I'm having too much fun down here. My new goal, 160 cars. Wow. Folks, if you ever wanted a great price on a new Nissan, now is the time.
Right now, lease a 2017 Altima 2.5S for only $99 a month.
Isn't it time you got Millerized?
Back on the HA Network, Frank Renito, Kevin Coleman, Chris Kutzo is across the way. He was just inside Coach Tom DiMarzo's Richfield huddle. Chris, what did you get out of that?
Definitely for Richfield, it's going to be defense now. They just have to get stops from the Stanford team. They're running out of time. They have 6:45 left here in the game, but it's definitely not something that's not insurmountable for this Richfield team. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. And the Tigers have been able to get stops here, but I think they just need to start making shots. I think they're forcing balls into the lanes, forcing layups. It's an aggressive matchup zone right now, or matchup defense right now. Maybe set a couple screens, try to free some shooters here. As Kelly is called for the travel with 6:40 remaining.
And that's something if you're the Black Knights who don't want to do at this part of the game. Take care of the ball. You have the lead, 6:40 to go. Run the offense a little bit, kill some clock. And now here's something we have to look into right now. Julia Middlebrook is checked back into the game, sitting on 4 fouls with 6:40 to go.
Almost a full quarter since she had to check out with that 4th foul. So senior captain hoping this will not be her final FCAC game. Tom DiMarzo's starting 5 has reunited on the court. Colonel inside, gets the 7-footer.
Great look by Megan O'Hara. Caroline Colonel getting called the foul here.
Only the 3rd team foul. Official looked at the wrong scoreboard there. So finally the lead back down to 10 as the Tigers continuing to claw their way back into this one.
Watch Caroline Colonel on this inbound.
Dribbled off her foot as Julia Middlebrook up off the deck and able to control. Goodwin to the baseline, going up through contact. Shot no good. O'Connor the rebound. And now a foul call. We'll see who it's on as it's just pure chaos at both ends of the floor.
How did the ball not go out there? It seemed like it flirted with that baseline a little bit. Never really went out of bounds.
Fouls on Lancedoll. 3rd. Team 7, so Colonel shooting in the 1-and-1. For the Tigers. 5:53 on the clock. It's a 10-point lead as Colonel's off with the first. 6th missed free throw of the night by Ridgefield.
Colonel's got to make those free throws there. Good steal by Colonel.
O'Hara up ahead. Outside Colonel. She wants to shoot a 3. No good, and Lancedoll the rebound. Pressure from O'Hara. Loose ball here. O'Connor has it. It was tangled up for O'Hara and Megan Lancedoll.
Lancedoll arguing that she wanted the foul. And a smart time out there by Coach Diane Burns. Not happy as Lancedoll had some words to say to the referee there.
Bedlam here the last 2 minutes, up and down, bodies all over the floor. But it's a 10-point game as the Tigers right back in this one with 5:24 remaining. We'll step aside and be back with more right after this on the HAN Network.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back on the HAN Network. Neither team playing very cleanly right now, struggling to hold on to the ball whatsoever, but it's the kind of game that Richfield is enjoying as they've cut the lead down to 10. We'll see what Coach Burns comes with.
See it all game long here. Kellner, Garand, and O'Connor, they're definitely playing their role. And players like Brooke Kelly are really stepping up on offense to provide the Black Knights with some much-needed scoring. Back to you.
As a miscommunication between the Twins. I don't see that too often, Kevin.
You don't. Bad turnover by the Tigers there. They need a stop here. Julia needs to be careful sitting on 4 fouls. Her team needs her on the court.
As Kelly working on Goodwin, able to shake by her, trying to go up strong, but it was blocked by Middlebrook. Goodwin going against Jagodzinski, goes off the glass, and it's a single-digit lead again.
Big bucket there, Grace Goodwin. How good is she? Going up strong to the hoop.
Kellner in trouble, up ahead to Kelly. Garand puts it on the floor, up through contact, and now Elizabeth has got 4 fouls.
Great move by Mark Garand there. Gets the ball in the baseline, pump fakes the shot. We know how good she is from mid-range.
For the Black Knights, hits the first. That is their first free throw attempt of the second half. They had 12 in the first.
Big free throw here. Another big one coming up right now to try and extend this lead to 10.
No good, but O'Connor the offensive rebound. Put back no good. Garand the rebound this time and a jump ball, and it's going to stay with the Black Knights.
Boy, neither one of these teams can buy a bucket, it seems, at times. How about that effort from Andrea O'Connor? Great offensive board. Couldn't quite put the putback in, but at that point, you got to put it on the glass.
Kellner's three-point attempt is off the mark. O'Hara the rebound. She's been successful at both ends of the floor on the glass tonight. 46-37, a 9-point lead as Colonel up top. Working on Garand, puts it on the floor. Euro step inside, and the layup no good.
Got to be careful here if you're the Tigers. Don't commit a silly foul.
As Kellner's trapped in the backcourt. And a 10-second violation against Stanford.
Coach Diane Burns infuriated with that call.
Thought she had gotten the timeout. Not the case. So once again, Ridgefield able to hold Stanford off the scoreboard, but they need to start answering.
And Frank, especially in these semifinal games, the intensity's there, the pressure is there. You know, it's emotional. Coaches get into it. That's where the coaches need to be careful of not getting any technical fouls.
Goodwin into the paint, outside for Julia Middlebrook. Well, she might have had an opportunity working on O'Connor, but now it's O'Hara against Kelly. Inside, gets the bucket.
Great move inside by Megan O'Hara to get the bucket. Tigers need to get back on defense, though.
And that'll do it for Elizabeth.
Your coach, Tom DeMarzo, look out. Look out. He's got to take it easy there.
Guys, he is hot down here. He is ticked.
The 15th foul on the Tigers, and I understand Coach DeMarzo's frustration. I didn't think Kelly really had control of that one where Middlebrook had established her ground.
She had, she planted her feet. And listen, referees have the toughest job. They got to call this game both ways.
7-point lead. Goodwin's at the line, shooting 2 now.
And how good is has Goodwin been down the stretch for the Tigers. Taking the ball to the hoop several times, driving baseline, going hard to the hoop every time she earns her way to the line.
Off with the first.
And Frank's got to hit these. Got to take a deep breath.
1 for 2.
Rebound by Caroline Colonel here.
Goodwin with a lane to the rack. Gets it to fall.
Wow, that almost didn't go in there, Frank. How about this comeback from the Tigers?
As Claire Middlebrook almost came up with a steal. 2:44 remaining. It's a 4-point game.
Frank, this is exactly what I pictured when coming into this game. It's going to come down to this. Both teams need to be careful down the stretch, though, with fouls.
As a foul call here as Lancedahl has taken a beating in this second half. Give the freshman some credit, as this one will go on Colonel, her fourth. Black Knights now into the penalty, moving forward, but Coach DeMarzo wants to take a timeout first. 2:39 remaining. It is a 4-point Black Knight lead. We'll have the final 2.5 minutes for you right after this on the HAN Network.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Back on the HAN Network, it was a 14-point Stanford lead at the start of the quarter. It's now 4 with 2:39 remaining. For more coming out of that timeout, let's go courtside to Chris Kutzo. Chris.
Now, Frank, Coach Diane Burns in that timeout preached to her team that they have to take care of the basketball here. They are having a really bad fourth quarter in terms of ball security and getting stops on the defensive end here. Richfield is definitely finding their tempo. If they want to have any chance of winning this game, they have to be conservative here down the stretch.
As Goodwin sliding across the floor, picks up her first foul. And into the 1-and-1 penalty now. Lancedahl will be at the line, trying to score just the second point this quarter for Stanford.
Stanford, they want to win this game and close out the Tigers. Comes in right here. Big free throw from the freshman.
It ends an 11-1 run, and the lead back to 5. Ice intervenes.
2 clutch free throws there from the freshman. We could be looking at those free throws at the end of this game.
Here's Colonel up top. 6-point game with 2:22 to go. O'Hara tries to get to the baseline, and there's a lay-in.
Big bucket. She beats Andrea O'Connor. That's not easy to do. And look at the freshman here flying down the court.
O'Connor up off the glass. Big answer.
How good is Megan Lancedahl, the freshman, improving each game? Dribbles through the defense, goes in transition, and finds Andrea O'Connor with the big bucket.
All the way inside. No, they're going to call Goodwin for a travel before she got it off.
Yeah, she moved her feet. Good call by the referee there.
As Lancedahl finds Kellner, and the junior captain wisely slows things down. Middlebrook has to be very careful. It's no good. Garan, the lead's at 8. O'Hara inside, up through contact, and it's just off the front rim.
Great effort there by Megan O'Hara. Trying to bring her team back here.
4th foul on Garand. O'Hara at the line, trailing by 8, 1:25 remaining. I have cut this to as little as 4. Tigers' last lead was 6-3 back in the first quarter. They have trailed since Brooke Kelly hit a 3 and added a free throw to convert a 4-point play that put the Black Knights up 7-6. O'Hara 2 for 2 at the line.
Good inbound there from the Black Knights.
Over to Kelly, guarded by Julia Middlebrook. Has made it 5 minutes now without accumulating her 5th foul. Now we speak too soon as there it is.
Silly foul there from Julia Middlebrook. That's it for her. Only Middlebrook remaining is Claire.
And it's Katie Wagner, the freshman, checking in now. Brooke Kelly's at the line, shooting a 1-and-1 with a 6-point lead. And Jagodzinski is going to check in as well. Lancedale going to grab a seat quickly.
They're going to bring Jagodzinski in for good defense. I like this move by Coach Diane Burns.
It's the 18th point tonight for Kelly in her first of the fourth quarter. She scored 5 and at least 5 in each quarter. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Well done, Brooke.
Money on both free throws there. Brooke Kelly cementing this lead for the Black Knights.
Claire Middlebrook the rebound. Wagner can't handle the pass, and it's a Tiger turnover. What a job by Garand standing her ground in the lane there, as O'Hara ran into a brick wall.
Talk about staying on your feet. What a play there by Goran.
O'Connor up top, back inside to Kellner. And Claire Middlebrook picks up a foul there.
Not sure. Referee's been calling a great game tonight. That's the one call I question a little bit. Thought Claire got ball there. Nonetheless, Kellner going to the line. 2 big free throws here.
Off with the first.
Back into the game for Stanford, number 13, Kelly Jagodzinski.
Kellner has 7 points in that first game back. So it's missing 1 with the flu. Make it 8.
Tigers need to move quick.
Under a minute to play. A 9-point lead again as O'Hara thought about the 3. Wants help. Here's Claire Middlebrook up top.
They got to get a shot up, Frank.
O'Hara down to 40 on the clock. Wagner for 3. No good. The rebound, Garand, and she'll be fouled here. Not enough urgency in that possession.
And not enough. I mean, there's 36 seconds left and a good timeout taken by Coach Diane Burns to talk things over.
25 seconds run off the clock on that possession, Chris, and for a team trailing by 9 with less than a minute to go, I thought O'Hara had to take that 3-point shot when she first pulled up.
She definitely did. If they want to get back in this game, which is looking pretty dim right now, they're definitely going to have to score in a hurry, in a very big hurry. That's for sure. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. The Tigers, 13 of 20 from the free throw line tonight. Stanford has only missed 4, as they are 13 of 17. The leading scorer, Brooke Kelly, she has 19 points to lead all scorers. Grace Goodwin with 11 leads the Tigers. As here's Markia Garand knocking down the first.
Black Knights so smooth from the foul line tonight.
And the lead back to 10. It's off the back rim, no good. O'Hara looking to run, pulls up for 3. Short, Colonel the rebound, no good. Gets her own again, still no good. O'Hara this time, and she'll draw a foul.
Good effort there by Caroline Colonel. Couldn't quite get the bucket to go in. There's Megan O'Hara going to the line.
So that is the 5th foul on Garan.
She played an excellent game, Frank. Hit some big mid-range jumpers to add to those big free throws as well.
O'Hara gets the first one to fall. Brings us back within single digits. Two for two.
They got to start fouling. Yep, there it is.
.22 seconds remaining. Lance Seidel at the line.
And the freshman wants to continue showcasing her skills. This is where she needs to come up big. I think if you ask any coach in the FCIAC right now, they'd love to have Lance Seidel on their squad. She's going to be a great player for the next 3 years to come.
Great player and a better.
Got to move it.
Spins around. Going to go all the way to the rack, and they'll give her 2 points. That's not going to get her back in this one. As Kelly is fouled. With 9.8 seconds remaining, she'll go to the line with an opportunity to hit 20 points on the night.
Big moment here for Brooke Kelly. Cement her night here. She loved to end the night with 20 points added to her name. Some big rebounds, some big stops on defense. She's been stellar tonight.
That one short off the front rim.
Got to give the Tigers a lot of credit, though. First half, they just weren't there, and they're having a lot of difficulty on offense, weren't getting their buckets, but they really made this game interesting, climbing all the way back to within 4. I got to give them so much credit.
Good one with it, blows by Kellner on the floor. Another lay in there. And with time expiring, Stanford will have a chance to defend their FCIAC title. The final score in this one, the Black Knights 59 and the Richfield Tigers 52. And it was just a night where the Richfield Tigers were not feeling it from behind the arc.
Yeah, it's tough. And this is a Tiger team that we know, it was a great matchup. This is the matchup that both these teams, both these coaches wanted. I think Stanford want to get their revenge on losing to Richfield mid-season. Thought they did a great job of breaking that scary good Richfield Tigers press. They did so. That first quarter really cemented this game for the Black Knights. What a performance from Brooke Kelly and Megan Lynn-Sadel, the freshman again, showcasing her skills, getting better each and every game.
And speaking of Brooke Kelly, she is our HAN player of the game. She joins our own Chris Kutzo now down on the court. Chris.
Brooke, heck of a game against a really good team, and you stepped it up big time. Did you get a text from an old friend in Tiana?
We did this all by ourselves. We're going to keep it together. A lot of times we go on a run, but this time we're just going to hold it out like we did today. And it's kind of our thing, winning against
in there to.
And yeah.
All right, excellent. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Brooke. A great job there. Cap, we're going to step aside now. Make sure you refresh your browsers at home. We will be back shortly to bring you game number 2 in the FCIAC semifinals. Stanford moving on. They take down the Richfield Tigers by a